As a Knight of Columbus, how can the Church Bulletin help you to recruit this year? You know, there's a lot of ways to recruiting new members into your council. The best way is actually by word of mouth, going over and meeting someone and say, hey, are you a member of the Knights of Columbus? If so, can you help me find some other people who aren't members of the Knights of Columbus? And if they say no, well then what do you know about the Knights of Columbus? Have you ever heard about the Knights of Columbus? That's always probably the easiest approach to finding someone and recruiting them into the Knights of Columbus. Most every man and woman in the parish wants to serve their parish in some way. The Knights of Columbus is an excellent way to serve your parish and your community by doing the work of the church. But sometimes we find it hard to recruit, and sometimes that verbal going up and meeting with some people, and sometimes not everyone comes to church regularly, and sometimes people may not come to church for a long period of time. But most everyone does get communication through the church. And one of the ways to get that communication is through the Church Bulletin. So I wanted to talk about 5 different ways that you can use the Church Bulletin for recruiting. One of the first ways to do the recruiting is by inside the bulletin. Almost all parishes have all the organizations that are within the parish. You have at least one organization, which is the Council of the Knights of Columbus. Make sure you put on there what the Knights of Columbus does, who we are, in a very short 1 to 2 sentences, and then say, to join the Knights of Columbus, please contact so-and-so and their phone number, or even better, put down the website kofc.org/join. There they will be able to go in and join the Knights of Columbus. They'll say what parish they go to. You will be notified, your Grand Knight, and also the state officers will also be notified that a new member has joined the Knights of Columbus and they go to your parish. The second thing you can do in the parish bulletin, and that is the assembly. Again, doing the same thing. What does the assembly do? They're the patriotic arm of the Knights of Columbus. They're the ones who are in regalia, and then list who their contact information is. But I also would put down kofc.org/join. Of course, you can also list other organizations that you have. If you have a ladies' auxiliary, or a Columbiettes is sometimes known as. But the ladies' auxiliary, you can put down what they do, and again, a way of contacting them. Put a person's name and phone number. Obviously, with the ladies' auxiliary, you can't join the Knights of Columbus, but most of these women are married, or they have fathers, or someone else, a man in their lives, that could join the Knights of Columbus. If they want to get actively involved in what the Ladies Auxiliary does, then they need to have a Knight of Columbus. And that's how you can get another member. The third thing, and it's probably what I like doing the most in the parish bulletin, is putting down any announcements that you may have, any achievements that you may have, any accomplishments that your council, assembly, Ladies Auxiliary has had over the past month or two, and put an insert into the parish bulletin. It could be a loose piece of paper as a handout that's inserted into the bulletin, each and every bulletin, of which, of course, you may need some people to help you to put that in all those bulletins, but you can put it in that way, or you can take out a half page in the bulletin or a quarter page, but I would recommend a minimum half page and a good graphics around it to show what it is that you have accomplished. Now, what are some of the accomplishments that you could put into the church bulletin? Okay, one of the first ones is to talk about the past programs that your council has done, or assembly, or ladies auxiliary, and then thanking the parish for their help in the program. People who came out to your picnic, or people who came out to your dinner, or your barbecue, or your dance, or whatever the event was, to thank them. You know, March for Lights, a 40-day Food for Life, all these different types of programs that we regularly do. If they just thank the parish for them coming out, whether they did or not, thank them anyway. A second thing that you could do as an announcement or an achievement is to put down what's coming up, what programs that you have coming up. One of the regular programs that we put in our church bulletin every year is our upcoming Breakfast with Santa. It's a one-page ad. It goes in. It's highly graphics, catches the eye. It tells when, where, what's going on, who's going to be there. And then we even put down how many years this has been going on, 25, 30 years, however long it's been, so people know that this is a regular event that happens at the parish. So there's many types of programs you can put down: an upcoming run, a walk, any kind of a charity event that you're going to be doing, like feed the homeless, clothing, putting out coats, even soccer challenge, free throw, all these different types of programs. All those can be put into the church bulletin. Again, you could do it as a loose leaf piece of paper inserted in all the bulletins, or you can actually take out a half page and then highly graphic so that people catch their eyes to it. So that's two things that you could put into the church bulletin. Okay, the third one you could put in is what type of donations has the Knights of Columbus been giving out? Let's say you're giving money to the seminarians, that $500 that we give, and then we get reimbursed partially by Supreme, but still it's $500 that goes to the seminarian. Maybe you're giving them more, $1,000, $2,000. Maybe you're giving it to multiple seminarians. Maybe your parish has 3, 4 seminarians and you're giving $500 each. All those you want to talk about and put as a flyer into the bulletin, half page again, or what have you, but highly graphic. Another one you could do is donations you're doing to pro-life. Like, say, you donate money for an ultrasound machine, help raise money for an ultrasound machine. Let's say you were involved with the Special Olympics up in the Reno area, or the state Special Olympics, maybe down in the Las Vegas area if you're involved with the Special Olympics there. Wherever you're at, if you're involved with the Special Olympics, let people know. If you don't tell them, they don't know it. But by putting it in the bulletin, you have a better chance to get more eyes onto our programs and what we do. A fourth idea is make sure you insert into the bulletin things like Family of the Month, Night of the Month, these different awards that we give out, achievements that people have done. Let's say a special appreciation to parish office for helping out on the some program that you're working on. Give them a special thank you in there, a big graphics on that. So there's a number of accomplishments and achievements that you can add right into the bulletin. Again, getting people to know what the Knights of Columbus does. And it's not just about the members in the Knights of Columbus, but it's their families, their children are involved in what we do. But we also are asking the parish to help out on these various programs. It's not just for the Knights, it's for everybody in the parish to help out with the various programs that we do. Fifth reason that you could put something into the bulletin is your upcoming recruitment drives that you have. Actually, you should be recruiting all the time, but the Supreme says at least you got to do it twice a year, those church drives. But I would recommend we're always recruiting new members into the Knights of Columbus. And one of the ways of doing that is with this flyer that I just showing here. This is a flyer that doesn't say much of anything about any programs or anything. It just talks about pro-life. It has a man and a child that he's holding there in his arms. And it says, support pro-life. And then if you look down towards the bottom of the flyer, you'll notice it talks about how to join the Knights of Columbus, KOFC /join. And then to use a special promo code for the 2021 from January to June 30th that is free to join the Knights of Columbus. That's throughout the order, but especially right here in our state. Anybody who wants to join the Knights of Columbus right now could join for free, and then they could be involved with these things, but also they could find out what's going on. Imagine just taking these flyers and just handing them out to people as they come into church, but also to put them into your bulletin. One single page inserted into the bulletin. As people flip through the bulletin, they'll see it, and you say, oh, that's great. They support life. On top of everything else they know that the Knights of Columbus does. Now, the fourth way of using the bulletin is by inserting flyers. Anything about the Knights of Columbus, like you may want to put in a prayer card. Those inexpensive prayer cards that you can pick up from Supreme, like this one. On the back side of it, you'll notice it has a prayer on the back side. And at the bottom of it is the Knights of Columbus. What a good thing to just insert into the bulletin. It's just as simple as a pre-printed prayer card. And you can get these almost for free from Supreme. Just order them 500, 1,000 of them at a time. And then once you get them, insert them into the bulletins. Everyone gets one. This particular prayer on this one is a prayer for protection in time of pandemic. What a perfect time for this prayer. There's a lot of things you can do just with flyers is sticking them into the bulletin. Now, the fifth method that you can use the bulletin for is by congratulating other people outside the Knights of Columbus. Now, it seems kind of counterintuitive, but the Knights of Columbus is a part of the parish. Everyone in the parish is all part of the parish. There is no separate groups of people. So the Knights of Columbus is just one organization, but we represent everyone within that parish. So why shouldn't we congratulate the parish priest when he's had his anniversary, upcoming 30th, upcoming 40th, 35th, whatever the number is, 50th anniversary, his first anniversary. Have a congratulations and a little announcement about that, and have that full of graphics in the announcement. You may want to congratulate another organization, a prayer group, or maybe a RCIA within the parish. All those who are finishing up by Easter time, and they're now going to be truly Catholics. The bishop's going to come see them, and you want to put in something in that bulletin saying from the Knights of Columbus, we congratulate you for becoming a Catholic in our parish. So those are some of the things you could do. Even you could say other organizations that are working that may be in your church. I don't know who they are, but there's lots of them within your parish. And so go ahead and congratulate them for their maybe electing new officers or whatever the accomplishment is. Just give them a little warm congratulations that you recognize that. So as you can see, that's 5 different ways of you're using your parish bulletin to recruit for the Knights of Columbus. The main thing that we're doing is that every week when someone comes to the parish, they pick up the bulletin, they take a look on the inside, and then what they'll find in there is pages, maybe 2, maybe 3 pages with Knights of Columbus in there. They'll find maybe a little flyer that's in there, a prayer card or something like that, all in the bulletin. And so they see the Knights week after week after week. They want to get involved because they know that this is a major organization within the parish. You don't do it just once and expect a lot of responses. You got to do it week after week after week. And I guarantee you will have people who want to join the Knights, and they will just naturally become Knights. So take those 5 suggestions, use that bulletin the best you can, and use it as a recruiting tool also, but also use it to let people know what the Knights of Columbus are about. I go through a lot of parishes throughout the state of Nevada, and I always pick up the church bulletins to take a look inside to see where the Knights of Columbus are at. Some parishes, it's just filled with Knights of Columbus items, and those usually are very good councils. They're very active. Then many parishes I go to, I don't see too much in there. And guess what? When I ask somebody who the Knights of Columbus are, most of them don't know. So just a good idea. Use the church bulletin. Talk to you later, and we'll see you next week.